Gals, it's Mr. Veep. Hey, we are doing a video today over perimeter. So perimeter is something you guys learned in third and fourth grade, and I just want to review the skill because it is something that you're going to see on possible homeworks and tests. So we're going to practice it so you're ready for it. When we learn it in class, we're going to actually have a game to play with it, but we want to just make sure that it stays kind of fresh in your head because that's one of those skills that they expect you to carry on from grade level to grade level. Okay, so this is perimeter. So go ahead and make sure your notebook is out, and you're going to title it perimeter. Okay, click on our focus button. There we go. All right, so what is perimeter? Well, or how do we find it? Perimeter is what we actually call, it's the outside edge, or I like to say rim, because of the rim right there, of a given shape. So if you think of like a basketball court, okay, if you're going to draw a basketball court, okay, there's my basketball court, there's my half court, there's my free throw lines, there's my three-point lines. The perimeter is the outside out of bounds. That's my perimeter, okay? If I had a house, my perimeter would be my fence. How many of you guys have a fence in your backyard? Your fence lines the perimeter of your house or of your yard. The yard, this part, the inside part, is what we call the area, which is something you should have learned last year. The area, if you remember, you take the length times the width. The area is all the inside part, and which makes sense, right? If I said, hey, go run around in that area, this is the area. It's a given space inside it. The perimeter is the line that goes along the area. So it's the outside part. Okay, so that's the perimeter right there. We are going to learn that. Okay, there are two ways to do perimeter. However, we're only going to learn one for now because technically, since we're using decimals, we don't know how to do the second way, which would be multiply. Okay, so for us, it's going to be strictly just adding. Okay, so we're just going to say, how do we find? And for now, we're only going to find it one way. And if you guys remember this, it's add all the sides, which is why we're doing it in a decimal adding and subtracting unit. We're going to add all the sides. That's how you find perimeter, okay? So we're going to do a couple practice problems, and then that's pretty well it. We're just going to, again, this is just to remind you, okay? So say I have a rectangle right here, and say I know this guy is 2.3, and we'll call this feet, and we'll say this guy is 3.1 feet, okay? Now, the hardest part with this is all of a sudden kids start to forget which one do I do, which one is it? Okay, is it perimeter or is it area? This one is what we call perimeter. Again, you're doing the outside. But if you ask yourself, you're like, well, wait, Mr. V, I don't have all four numbers. So when you don't have all four numbers, some kids start to think it's from last year and it's area, because area you only use two numbers. Perimeter, you're going to use all of them. But you have to remember, what do you know about a rectangle? Well, if you know this one is 2.3, on a rectangle, this one is also 2.3. So you need to label that as well. And that'll help you to not make that mistake. And if you're like, well, if the right side is 3.1, then the left side is 3.1. So you need to kind of finish labeling everything off. And then you see, oh, the perimeter, you're installing a fence. So you need to install 2.3 here, 3.1 here, 2.3 here, and 3.1 here. So how much fence do I need? I need to add up all four sides to figure out how much fence. Okay, so I'm going to come over here and I'm going to go 2.3, and I'm already going to line them up. That way I don't have to worry about it. And I'm just going to add the two. 3 plus 3 is 6, plus 1 is 8. Put my decimal down because I'm connecting the dots. 2 plus 2 is 4. 3 plus 3 is 6. 6 plus 4 is 10. So I have 10.8 feet. So 10 and 8/10 feet. That's how I would do perimeter. Okay? Sometimes they'll give you all 4 numbers, sometimes they won't, so don't let that confuse you. What about if it was a square? So a square is a little different. What do we know about a square? For a square, we know all sides are the same. Okay, so I have this little tick mark showing you this side's the same as this one, and this one. Where up here, this side and this side are the same, but then I have to put a different mark to show you that these two are the same. Because what this says is these two are the same, but these two right here are not. Those are called adjacent. They're not, but the opposite are. Okay, for a square, all of them are the same. Okay, so what if I said this one was 6.1 meters? But that's all I gave you. How could you solve this problem to find out perimeter? Well, since you know it's a square, you have to use your square knowledge. Since I know this is a square, this is 6.1, which means they're all 6.1. Okay, so then I'm just going to label all of them 6.1, and then I'm going to add. Now, this is where I know some of you are thinking, ooh, Mr. Veith, can't I just multiply? Yes, you could. The problem is we do not know how to multiply with decimals yet. Okay, and I told you the other day that there's a little bit of a difference between adding and subtracting decimals and multiplying. So we're just going to stick with adding for now. Okay, so again, I add all 4 the ones, and then you can think multiply 6 times 4 because there's 4 sixes, and that would be 24. 24 and 4/10. Okay. So what if, again, I do a rectangle, and this is 8.2 and 3.4, and we'll call that, again, meters. Okay, what do? Well, I have to know the rest to get the perimeter. Again, you have to focus your mind on what am I finding. Ask yourself that first. What am I finding? I'm finding perimeter, which is all 4 sides. So go ahead and fill in the rest of the sides just so you don't get it confused, because unfortunately the biggest mistake with this is not the addition, it's confusing it with area, which you learned last year. Okay, so always slow down and focus. I need the perimeter, and then I'm going to add 8.2 and 8.2, and this is another way to do it. I'm going to keep these together. 2 plus 2 is 4 with my decimal. 8 plus 8 is 16. Then I'm going to come over here, 3.4 and 3.4. 4 plus 4 is 8, decimal, and 6. And then I'm going to just put these two underneath each other. 8 plus 4 is 12. 2, regroup my 1. Put my decimal down. 6 plus 6 is 12. Plus 1 is 13. Regroup my 1. So then this would be 23.2 meters. So really how you do your work is up to you. If you want to put them 2 and 2, or if you want to do all 4, that's completely fine. Okay, so you're going to get problems that look like this, okay, when we play our game. This is the perimeter question game. And it's going to ask you, what's the perimeter? So again, notice they only give you 2 numbers. I don't think, let's see if there's anyone who gives you just 1 number. Okay, doesn't look like it. So they just say, what's the perimeter? So again, you're going to have to solve the perimeter by saying, oh, well, look at this one. This is 8.65. Well, what else do I know? This is 8.65. So if you know the opposite, if you know one side, you know the opposite side. Okay? So it looks like they always give you 2 numbers. Now down here, this says, what's the missing length? Okay? So like here, if this is 9.5 and the total is 32, you would have to find the missing length. So this one gets to be a little tricky here. And if we aren't ready for that yet, that's okay. We just won't get to those 4 problems on our game, and that's completely okay. Okay, we can go. We'll see if we would get to those. But this one would just be, okay, well, what would be the missing length? So then we would have to figure out, well, if you know what this one is, you would know what this one is, and then we'd be able to subtract from the total to figure out what we're missing. Little bit challenging, but if you don't get to that, that is completely okay for our game. Okay, but what our major focus on is just these problems. Knowing I'm finding the perimeter. So if this says 4.1, I know this one is 4.1. If I know this one's 3.7, I know this one is 3.7, and I'm going to add them all together. Okay, so let's do one more problem together, And I'm just going to even put mine, I'm going to up here so I don't waste paper. So I'm going to make mine a square. And I'm going to say this is 7.31. If that's 7.31, what do I know about everybody else? Because it's a square, squares have all the same sides. Okay? I know this one's the same, this one, and this one. So if I know this is 7.31, I know they're all 7.31. So I'm just going to put them all like that. And then I'm going to add it. 7.31, 7.31, 7.31, 7.31. 1 plus 1 plus 1 plus 1 is 4. 3, 3, 3, 3. I know 3 times 4 is 12. So 2, regroup my 1, connect the decimal dot. And then I know 7 times 4 is 28, plus 1 is 29. If you don't know your facts very well, that's okay. Get your hundreds chart out, or you can add. Do the best of what you can do when you're doing this. 7 plus 7 is 14. Plus 7 is 21. Plus 7 is 28. Don't forget your regroup, 29. So I'd have 29.24. And again, let's call it meters, and I would just put my label. Okay, circle your answer so you have it, so I know where it's at. But that's how you're going to tackle perimeter, guys. For now, we're just going to add all sides. There is a multiplication component to it that you can make it go faster, but we don't know how to do that with decimals yet, so we're going to just keep it with adding. Don't forget, perimeter is add all sides. Perimeter is the outside edge of the basketball court. It's the fence in your backyard. The inside part is called the area. We're not working on that right now. Okay, so if your brain ever goes to length times width, go ahead and kick that back out. Perimeter is just adding all 4 sides together. Okay, that's all we're doing is adding all 4 sides together. All right, so that's perimeter. Hopefully that makes sense and that jogs the memory from 3rd grade and 4th grade. All right, guys, hope this helps.